let me tell you all this. I said I don't know enough. Let me tell you. I read a couple of excerpts on Rockefeller, thanks to Ann, and I said, Linnell, I said I felt guilty because I said I'm not student enough of the game. For me not to know everything about Rockefeller off the top of my head is an atrocity if you're really talking about making money. You got to study people like Rockefeller. You got to study the J.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON. We're your original social media. You're listening to Inspirational Perspective with Linnell Harris on 1690, The Talk of Chicago.
Good morning, Chicago. You're listening to Inspirational Perspective. I'm your host, Linnell Harris, your very own life coach right here on WVON 1690 AM, The Talk of Chicago. Inspirational Perspective on your radio is all about murdering mediocrity and living the best life possible. So as I ask you, every Sunday morning, are you living the best life possible? And this is the place to be to explore that opportunity. Well, good Sunday morning, everyone. May 2nd, 5th month of 2021, and time is just flying. I got a great topic for you today and a wonderful guest. Got my good friend, Attorney Arnest Fenton in the house. Welcome, brother. How are you?
Good morning. Can I shout out to Bebe, shout out to Lawanda, shout out to Cantrell, shout out to Lil Tracy and Duty. Good morning. How are you? I had to give some shout outs.
Are they awake this early on Sunday?
Yeah. They were up last night. I don't think they went to bed yet.
Oh, okay. So they still. So they're laying down listening to the show.
Yeah.
Man, so we got a great topic, Attorney Fenton, and we're going to be discussing, well, money, but money in a different way. Money in the law, I guess we could say that.
Yes.
We'll be discussing the financial roadmap that many of us should be using. Or trying to use as we build our wealth. And so I really want to just jump right into it, if I may. Because I want to utilize the time as best we can.
Fine. Let me take it one more step.
Okay.
And let me flip this around. Let me take it one more step.
Mm-hmm. It's
just like the gym. What is it like? 20% is, the work that you do in the gym, and 80% is your diet.
Yeah.
Same with money. I think it's like, maybe if I had to come up with a calculus or a formula, I would say 40% is like you getting the money. 60% is you keeping the money.
Yeah, I like that.
I would say it's 30% getting the money.
So 30% getting the money.
And it's 70% can you keep the money.
Got you. And I agree. We might even knock it to 80.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because a lot of people don't realize how much money they lose in taxes.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Right. And so let me add one more element to that. Then the other element to that is this. Okay, what are the components of keeping the money? Well, we talked about a few, like one, a car accident. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, bankruptcy, most people file bankruptcy as a result of medical debt. Good news, bad news. Good news is we're living longer, baby boomers. Good news, your parents are 70, 80, 90 years of age. My oldest client is 102. Good news. Bad news is we're living longer with degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. Bad news is that, good news is that they're building nursing homes. Bad news is that they're going to be filled. Good news is that there are hospitals everywhere. Bad news is that they're going to be up to capacity with old people, and you're going to run up a lot of debt. Mm-hmm. And then when your parents pass on, they're going to be looking for some remuneration for that debt that your parents racked up or that you racked up.
Right.
And so all right, if they don't catch you while you living, they're going to catch you while you dying. And so you have to be prepared to protect your assets, right? Me and my wife, we work like champions.
Hey, and by the way, for the single man out there who like you like, I don't know if I want to get married.
Please.
You losing out.
You better get you a woman with a good government job.
And benefits.
And some benefits. You better shut your mouth.
Come home every night and be faithful. Get this money.
For sure. She get that boat. You want that boat, or you want to go to that club? You tell me.
Speaking of which, a lot of single men, you will never hit the financial plateaus that you can hit because being single is expensive.
It's expensive, man.
It's expensive.
And it's hard doing it alone.
It is. It's nice to have somebody who's got your back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Little shout out to marriage. Okay. All right. Look. So now let's move to this conversation of keeping what we have as best as we can, because in our community we don't have much. So let's be clear. I think folks think they got stuff.
Relative. I mean, we're one paycheck away.
We don't have much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
we had much.
We did have.
No.
We had.
We had much.
We had much.
You follow? So like today we have it, but tomorrow we won't.
Oh, we had much. I got where you're going.
Because it's
I was thinking all the way back to like.
No, I mean like every day. We get it and we lose it every day.
Break that down.
What does it say? The dollar circulates in the black community, what, 6 hours, 12?
6 hours.
6 hours.
6 hours.
So we had it for 6 hours, but then the other 18, what was that, 18, 19, 20? Yep, the other 18 hours we didn't.
So you heard the show with Lauren Williams.
Yes, great.
She said the biggest mistake we make is we don't save enough.
Yeah.
The biggest financial, like I asked her, what's the biggest financial mistake that you've seen clients make across the board? And she was like, we don't save enough.
Yeah, yeah. And we're not saving. I mean, I hate to go here, but like we're not saving because it's hard to save when you're by yourself. And like my wife is on a girls trips, and like I was eating all type of stuff last night. I haven't had ice cream in 3 weeks, but last night I had cookies.
Oh, it goes out the window when the wife is gone.
You follow what I'm trying to say? So here's the thing.
It's another reason for partnership.
It's comfort food.
Yeah, it is.
When you eat
out the window.
So you eat yourself to sleep because the wife's not there, and the wife drinks herself with wine.
And you stay up later.
That's why I was up late last night acting the fool. Y'all should know my wife ain't home when I'm acting the fool. You should know, like, Marissa must not be there because he's on Facebook.
It was late. Yeah, it was late.
Yeah. You get my point?
Yep. And
the same thing happens in finances. It's like 60-70% of our households, like, we're not in partnership. Like to that extent. Now we may be in partnership because there are people who are married who are not in partnership. Let's make that distinction. And then there are a lot of people who are just alone. They're not in marriage.
So describe partnership. What do you mean by partnership?
We're working together. We're strategizing. I had a friend prior to me being married, and I never understood. He'd be like, I loaned my wife $50 and she hasn't paid me back. And I'm like, huh? She needs to pay she pays utilities from her account. And I'm like, huh? And then I have to pay my bills. I'm like, huh? I don't think of money like that. Whatever money she has, it's in that damn pot. Her pension is my pension.
Exactly. So hold on, say that again.
Her pension is my pension. Whatever money I make is our money. I throw my cash on the table. If my wife needs some money, she just dips her hand in it.
Such a hard time. Oh, you talked about it, survival.
Yes.
Not enough context, and this whole idea that, man, I mean, lack. You call that lack.
We have to be in partnership. And just because you're married doesn't mean you're in partnership. And then to make it matters worse, we're not married. So we're not married.
Many of us aren't, right.
And then when we get married, we're still not in partnership. It's damn near impossible. It's damn near impossible in America, in a capitalistic system, in a consumer economy, to build anything and not be in partnership.
Yeah, you'll be in trouble.
Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins got together. Why the hell would Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins come together? Why would Subway decide to have little Subway outlets in gas stations?
Right.
Mega corporations get together, and we can't get together with one other person and be in partnership. How are you going to get rich?
That's a word right there.
Stop. Hold on. Let me do this one. Let me say this one. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Lesson number 5. Partnerships increase wealth.
This is good stuff. Somebody asked, how much money do you need to be good single? As much money as you think you need. I don't know if you got an answer for that, but that's as much money as you think you need.
You have to know your number. Here's how I break it down. I break it sort of systematic, right? And then I go out a bit more amorphous. So, like, first and foremost, what do you need to maintain your standard of living? Forget your standard of living, Linnell. You know what I think about as a man? Because I still got some survivor in me. You still, even when you're building, you still have to have some survivor in you. Mm-hmm. So, like, the survivor in me says, what's my lowest point? How far down am I willing to go? How many steps am I willing to go backwards?
Right.
So I'll say this on air. I'll give you all this one. I'll say it. I know Linnell. Linnell knows how I am. I'll say it for you, Linnell. Second one you got me on today. I've had a house or houses for 10 years or the last 15 years that are paid for. So I always know if something goes wrong, I can go to one of my properties.
You got somewhere to go.
I have somewhere to go with no mortgage. Like, I can go all the way down. Like, so that's my lowest spot though. Mm-hmm. And then as I grow, my lower spots keep getting higher.
Got you.
You follow what I'm saying?
I got you.
So I have a fallback position. So the first question you have to ask yourself, what is your comfortable fallback position? My comfortable fallback position is in a house that I own with no mortgage in a nice neighborhood.
Got you.
You follow? Mm-hmm. Your fallback position may be in my mother's basement because she lives alone in a nice house.
Right.
And then how much money do you need to preserve your fallback position? So I know me and my wife, we could go to a house with no mortgage. We need $3,000-$4,000 a month. Matter of fact, with $5,000 a month, you wouldn't even know our life change. You still see us on vacation.
Right.
It wouldn't be in that same hotel, but we still make it to Jamaica.
Got you.
You follow? So one, what's your fallback position? How much money do you need for that? Make sure that's secure. That's step number 1. Once you secure your fallback position, then secure where you are right now. See, some people are trying to secure where they are right now, and maybe where you are right now will not be sustainable practically. So secure your fallback position. Then secure where you are
right now.
Yeah. Because you don't want to put at risk where you are and your fallback position.
See, and I love that because it's thinking strategically about our finances in a way. Most of us are just looking forward of what I'm going to have.
No, I watch my back too.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, worst case scenario. Yeah. And like one of the things I tell Pam all the time is this right here is our fallback. Like, it don't get any worse than where we are right now. Correct. And when I take you to the next level, this is where we're going to be.
Right.
It won't get any worse than this. Yeah. I'm not trying to go here and then fall back. Go here and then. Yeah. This is it.
But you're not going to fall back. But in the back of your mind, you can be more comfortable where you are because you know, worst case scenario, your fallback position is where you are.
That's where I am.
Are you following what I'm saying? So then secure where you are. How much money do you need? 6 months, 12 months? Make sure you have that.
Someone on my mom's team will support you, write the policy. She'll have oversight. You can trust her if you trust me.
Yeah. I think how you create, me personally and everyone that I know who has money, it's done over time. Mm-hmm. And it's done like strategically.
Patience, yeah.
You have to have patience.
You gotta have patience.
People are trying to run out and get rich overnight, and it just kills me. I'm just like, it's not going to work. There's a reason why athletes and other people, lottery winners, go broke. It's because I told you at the beginning, I didn't tell you anything. I shared with you at the beginning, it's like, it's much easier, relatively speaking, to get money than it is to keep money. So like if you go out and you get rich overnight, chances are you're going to lose it because you don't understand the principles of money. You don't understand the sacrifice of accumulation. You know what I'm saying? So like, how do you get rich, if you will? How do you get money? Be patient, study. I was reading up on Rockefeller. Thanks, Ann Hawkins. I saw a quote that Ann placed on Facebook, and it just intrigued me so much. Ann, what's that quote? And I went down a rabbit hole reading up on Rockefeller, and then I said, you know what?
Beast.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you all this. I said, I don't know enough. Let me tell you. I read a couple of excerpts on Rockefeller, thanks to Ann, and I said, Linnell, I felt guilty because I said, I'm not student enough of the game. For me not to know everything about Rockefeller off the top of my head is an atrocity if you're really talking about making money. You got to study people like Rockefeller. You got to study the J. Paul Gettys of the world. You got to study the Pritzkers. So one, you have to be a student of the game.
J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, J.P. Morgan. I didn't know all that about the oil industry and how Standard Oil started all of this, and they broke up and they had the first business trust. Rockefeller set up the first business trust in the 1800s.
A beast. And that's why we know the Rockefeller name.
Yeah, Jay-Z. Rockefeller, y'all. We're looking at Jay-Z and we're not thinking about the Rockefeller. Think about that one.
That's where you got it from.
I understand. Rockefeller, y'all. Yep. We're talking about look at Jay-Z, and he's talking about Rockefeller.
I'm gonna put that right at the beginning of this segment on YouTube.
Are you following?
Yeah.
You're watching the wrong man. The man you should be watching is not Jay-Z.
It's the one he's talking about.
The one he's talking about.
Hey, look, Robert Greene in chapter 16 of the Laws of Human Nature breaks down how Rockefeller thought.
Brilliant. His quotes were, oh my God, it blew my head.
This is a quick story. So he's in business with this guy named Clark.
Yes.
And
his partner.
And Clark is his partner, but Clark is basically running the business. Clark owns the business, right?
Yeah.
He's just like a low share partner. Clark comes to him one day and says, I don't think this is working, to try to muscle him. The next day, Rockefeller publishes an article in a paper that the business has been dissolved and they're no longer partners. And that's how Clark found out. That's how, because he already was like 10 steps ahead of Clark. He was waiting for that moment. He was waiting for that moment. Oh, okay. You want to muscle me? Watch this. He dissolved the business. We're no longer partners. And then started his own business and left Clark in the dust.
Wow.
Y'all don't even know who Clark is, but you know who Rockefeller is.
Right.
Because he was strategic.
Right. One of his quotes was, he said, Rockefeller's quotes I read last night, paraphrasing. He said, the best time to make money or to get rich? He said, when there's blood in the streets.
Yep. Warren Buffett uses that one all the time.
Check what's in the streets right now, people. The best time, Rockefeller, the best time to make money or to get rich? When there's blood in the streets.
But you know what? There ain't really no blood in the street right now.
Well, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's enough.
It's a little blood in the street.
Yeah.
A little blood, but that's from the pandemic.
Yeah.
But it's going to be more blood real soon. Well, you just wrote about it on Facebook.
Here's the other part of it. It's like emotional intelligence. I did a post on this not too long ago, and I was like, I think business and success might be 20% what you do, like what you sell, and it's like 80% like emotional. Like how well do you navigate your way through a problem? Like that's where my success hinges on. Like I have the book knowledge, I have the intellect, but let me tell you when I took off. Linnell, I took off when I got a upsetting phone call and I didn't get upset and I don't let it fester. Like people will hear me and they say, Attorney Fenton upset. I'm like, you all have no idea. I'll look like I'm on 10 and literally the next minute I have forgot what happened.
Emotional intelligence.
This is what I tell you. It's important to have a long memory, but let me tell you what's as important or more important than having a long memory. A short memory. I have a short memory when I need it. And so those are all the key components, that emotional intelligence, understanding how to navigate through problems, falling down, getting back up, not seeing doom and gloom.
You know what? My wife and I were having this conversation riding home yesterday. And what I was telling her, I was like, I think one of the biggest problems people have in marriage is they don't know what to concentrate on. And I told her, you and I would not be married if I concentrated on everything that I felt you did wrong.
Right.
My concentration is on the reasons I'm with you.
Yeah, that's good.
Those are the things that I think about.
Yeah, that's
right.
Good.
Those are the things that I meditate on. These are the reasons I love my wife.
Yeah.
My short-term memory is on the things that I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That upset me.
Yeah.
Why did she do that? That's short term. Yeah. I'm not thinking about that all the time.
Yeah.
What I think about most when I think about my wife are all the reasons I love her.
Yeah.
So then when it comes to the relationship, my ability to be in relationship with my wife and be with my wife and us build I have that capacity. But that's emotional intelligence.
Can I tell you why a woman deserves half or close to half? I said close to half for some of the brothers in the back. For the brothers in the back. Let me tell you why a woman deserves half. If you will. If you even have half. Maybe her half is bigger than your half.
Probably.
But that's another conversation.
According to the numbers, it is.
Yeah, her half's bigger than your half.
Let's be real. Yeah.
So, but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But let me tell you how she earns her keep. Even when she's not the one, hammering. Because of what Linnell just said. Linnell, what you just said is what I have learned in my marriage. See, brothers, I want you to change the way you think. This is why I put the pressure on brothers. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, like, marriage is a microcosm of life. Man. And if you can learn to navigate your way through a marriage, one, can you build partnership? How you expect to come and do business with Arnest Fenton and you can't do business with a woman who's cooking for you and laying down with you? How can I trust you? That's why married men do better in partnerships than in business. That's why major corporations ask you, are you married? And they want to meet your wife. That's number one. Here's the other part. Linnell said, okay, it's compromise and learning to focus on the right thing. Linnell, that's me. I'm horrible. That's one of my weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is like, you just said what? Back in the day. I want to hit you in your mouth. Not a woman. I'm saying that's my conflict resolution.
Right.
My conflict resolution is like, what you just say? Forget all the law school. Forget all that. Let's get at it. Mm-hmm. But I had to learn in my marriage to compromise. I had to learn in my marriage to not like something and still go forward. And guess where that showed up? In my business.
Yep.
And that's how you get rich. You get rich. Yeah, so marriage is an opportunity for you to build yourself as a man, which then in turns creates success in your business. That's why she deserves half.
Man. And so I'm somebody's probably like, what does this have to do with making money?
Everything.
You won't say you're going to end the show with how to get rich.
That is exactly how you get rich.
This is, let me tell you something. If you can't control what's in between your ears right here and use that to master your emotions, you will never be wealthy.
Let me drop another one. Monogamy.
Let's talk about it.
Discipline, Linnell. So all the things that it takes to create a successful marriage are all the things that are going to create you to be a successful business person. Discipline. You can't have everything you see now, brother.
Oh, can I put one in?
Go ahead.
Focus.
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 You
can't focus on everything you see and grow your money tree.
Yes.
Right? You can't focus on every woman and make your wife happy.
Yes.
What else you got? But those two are good. That's probably enough.
Stay out the streets. See, if I were single, I would have been in the street last night. Ain't no way I would have been reading.
No book would be written.
Are you following what I'm trying to say?
No book would be written.
I would have, instead of me making jokes on Facebook, which I was serious about, I would have been texting or sending DMs.
If you were secretly unfaithful.
I couldn't put all that out there.
If you were secretly unfaithful, you wouldn't have been in the office last
night. Yeah, I would have had my opportunity.
You would have had your opportunity, which means no work will be getting done, and there would be nothing but that to focus
Correct.
on. That's why y'all not rich.
Yeah, because you have too many distractions, and you don't have any discipline, and you don't have any structure. And we're not, like, we're married sometimes, but we're not in partnership. Or we got boyfriends and girlfriends, we say it don't matter when it matters everything. Let me say it again for people in the back. Dottie Stacks. Who you go out with, and for these ladies online, it was only a few who said, oh, a coffee date is acceptable. Yeah, it's acceptable. It's not a question of, is it acceptable to you? The question is it acceptable for him to do it? Is that his baseline?
But here's the thing. Why would you want something? I don't understand why a woman would want something more if she values her time. And then you complain about a poor dinner, a horrible dinner. Well, you had to sit there for the whole dinner because you gave away that much time.
Correct.
Go to coffee. See if he's even worth the dinner. That's me. We focus on the wrong things. Yeah. We focus on the wrong things. We got a lot of calls. Sorry, y'all. Y'all got to call sooner. Y'all let us.
I said I was going to act up today.